Now on KOAM, a serious crash shuts down Highway 171 in Carl Junction. Details ahead. Plus, Mocan Dragway is revving up with major improvements. And Governor Kehoe joins a national foster care push, why families say more support is needed.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Emergency crews respond to a serious crash on the north edge of Carl Junction just before 7 p.m. this evening. This is KOAM News. I'm Blake Gully. Multiple agencies responded to the scene. Troopers say an eastbound passenger vehicle on Ivy Road pulled into the path of a southbound semi on Highway 171. Both vehicles traveled off the east side of the curve. 3 individuals were transported to the hospital with 2 in critical condition. Highway 171 remains closed as the Missouri State Highway Patrol's Major Crash Investigation Unit investigates. For more updates, please visit our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Meteorologist Donald O'Keefe joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, the cold Arctic air is continuously pushing into our area, and we're going to see overnight lows in the single digits, the wind chill values in the single digits. Our overnight low is going to be 18 degrees with clear skies. Like I said, those wind chill values are going to be close to 0 because of those north winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Let's take a look at those wind chill values tomorrow morning. You can see single digit values all across the region. So tomorrow morning when you're getting out the door, make sure you are extra bundled up. If you have kids waiting for the school bus, keep them inside until that bus gets there. You do not want to risk hypothermia or frostbite with exposed skin. So very cold temperatures to start our day. Looking at the rest of Monday, there's those temperatures in the upper teens and lower 20s due to that north wind. Staying sunny through Monday, but we're only going to get up to the upper 30s and lower 40s. But also there is a warm up coming, and I'll have more details coming up.
Thanks, Donald. It's off to the races at a local dragway before the season even starts. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more details about the changes coming to Mocan Dragway.
We've been here almost 30 years, and our goal is to always try to keep improving.
Changes are headed to where rubber meets the road. Mocan Dragway is making improvements to its racetrack to rev up for the 2026 season.
This winter, our major projects were an extension of the concrete wall. We added 500 feet to the existing concrete wall.
Aside from the extension of the wall, a large part of the pit area is now repaved.
The Mudd Brothers also helped us with finishing up the repaving of the main pit area. So that's kind of been an ongoing project, but they kind of put the last piece in place.
Another major renovation is the remodeling of the 2-story tower next to the track.
To have a new registration and merch store here in the bottom of the tower.
Track officials say the renovations are driven by a main force, the fans and racers who show up weekend after weekend.
We have a very loyal and supportive and positive group of racers.
The racing season at Mocan starts in early March with a wide variety of events taking place throughout the year. Missouri is working to protect children and ensure every child has access to a safe and loving home. The Show Me State is the second state to join a new federal initiative on foster care. Emma McDarius spoke with a local foster organization about parents who wants to hopefully adopt more.
Governor Mike Kehoe says by joining the A Home for Every Child initiative, Missouri is strengthening its child welfare system.
There's never a right time to do it. It's never going to be perfect.
Emily Shaw and her husband have been fostering since the second week of their marriage and say they hope to see more resources for high-need kids and their foster families.
So if we could find a way to have less moves for these kids that have, and it's hard to find a home that'll deal with the behaviors because it's hard. I mean, we have holes in our walls because they're mad, and we've purchased some mats, to like, if you want to punch something, punch this mat. But if they've seen violence, they're going to repeat violence. And so breaking that cycle.
The goals of the program include creating a foster home to child ratio greater than 1-to-1 nationwide, cutting red tape that regulates state agencies, increasing the number of homes available, and reducing the number of kids entering the system.
It used to be that we would be getting reports monthly of about 700, 750, and now, unfortunately, we're hearing 800 pretty consistently now.
Foster Adopt Connect helps Missouri foster families with resources and extra support and says anything that draws attention to the needs of the foster system, including a lack of homes, benefits these families.
I think that could be an incentive for families to, become engaged. You can support foster and adoptive families in more ways than having a home, but of course that's what we're looking for. The best thing for a foster kid is a stable home, not a transitional home.
The Shaws have fostered more than 35 children in their foster journey and say the foster community is very close because it has to be.
We'll figure it out together, because we need to help each other out because, I haven't felt super supported.
Shaw says more support for families in any way could help.
From martial arts robots to underwear with a mission, we have a lot coming up, and take a look at this week. The U.S. Secret Service agents and local law enforcement shot and killed an armed man at Mar-a-Lago early Sunday morning. President Trump and First Lady were at the White House in Washington, D.C. at the time of the incident. Authorities say the man in his early 20s unlawfully entered the secure perimeter of Trump's Florida home at around 1:30 a.m. The man appeared to be carrying a shotgun and fuel can, according to the Secret Service. The Secret Service also said the FBI and other authorities are investigating his background and motive. No law enforcement agents were harmed. More than 40 million people are under blizzard warnings as a powerful nor'easter slams the East Coast. Several states have declared emergencies and issued travel bans, with up to 2 feet of snow possible in major cities. Jen Sullivan reports from New York on how the region is preparing.
An historic winter storm that could dump close to 2 feet of snow across parts of the Northeast is paralyzing travel. The mayor of New York City declaring a state of emergency and issuing a travel ban Sunday until midday Monday.
The state of emergency closes the streets, highways, and bridges of New York City for all traffic.
The city could see 2 feet of snow by Monday evening, with 2 inches falling per hour overnight, creating whiteout conditions.
New York City has not faced a storm of this scale in the last decade.
Blizzard warnings are in effect from Delaware up to New England.
Boston is no stranger to nor'easters, but this is going to be a big one.
This high-impact bomb cyclone could produce wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour, triggering power outages. Areas along the coast could see widespread flooding and snowfall totals closer to 30 inches. Several states have now declared a state of emergency, including parts of New York and all of New Jersey.
The entire state of New Jersey, all 21 counties, is under a blizzard warning for the first time in 30 years.
Even D.C. could see up to 5 inches of snow. House members delaying a vote to Tuesday in the wake of the storm. And many of these areas expected to get slammed Sunday night still have leftover snow on the ground from last month's winter storm that dumped nearly a foot of accumulation in many areas. In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
The Department of Veterans Affairs has walked back a new rule pertaining to disabled veterans. A proposed rule would have changed how the VA calculates monthly disability payments for veterans. It would have based disability ratings on how well a veteran functions while on a medication, not just the impairment itself. The plan drew backlash from veterans who feared lower benefits, and Thursday the VA halted the rule. The proposal also conflicted with 3 court rulings that said disability ratings cannot be reduced based on the effects of medication. At 93 years old, one Arkansas senior is still hitting the pickleball court, staying active and showing no signs of slowing down.
Mr. Buck Buchanan is no stranger to pickleball, and while today may be his 93rd birthday, he's not slowing down.
I tell all my family, my friends, you got to keep your wheels on you. You got to keep your wheels on you. Once you can't get around, you're really going to go downhill in a handbasket.
His love of the sport stems from competing in the Senior Olympics for badminton, and after a knee replacement, he wanted to find a way to get back on the court, but this time in a different way. Now he's sharing that love with City Heights Methodist Church, teaching anyone who wants to learn.
Able to continue, hold a pretty good crowd here at City Heights, and really been proud of the outreach program that we've provided for people here in the community. Yeah.
And with over 25 years of experience, he says not only does this give him a reason to keep going, but he's seen the sport save others.
Other people have problems. I had one guy that lost his wife, and was ready to commit suicide. He was so depressed. He read in the paper this article about pickleball, and his curiosity drove him to finding out more about it. When I met him three months later, he was one happy soul.
He says staying active has been the key to his long life, and he believes there is a bigger purpose into why he's still able to step on the court.
I've been on the edge all my life. You know, I've been thrown off of a horse 5 times trying to break it. I've wrecked 3 motorcycles, 2 Cushman scooters, and a VW. And I was lucky to live through any of it. The Lord has got me here for a reason, but I know I'm bringing an awful lot of joy to a lot of people over the past 25 years.
We're going to see cold temperatures continue into tomorrow, single-digit wind chill values Monday morning. All of those more details coming up.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Now, the cold Arctic air is starting to settle into the region, and we're going to see overnight lows in the teens and even wind chill values in the single digits. But taking a look outside right now at Indigo Sky Casino Resort Camp, you can see clear skies. But like I said, you walk outside, it is going to be very cold out there, so make sure you have a jacket. Taking a look ahead, like I was saying, we're going to have single-digit wind chill values tonight. And like I said, it's going to be very cold out there as you're getting up tomorrow morning. Significant fire risk by Tuesday as well due to drier conditions, but we are going to have possibility of some rain by Wednesday night. So we're looking forward to that. Let's talk about how cold it's going to get. Tonight we're going to see clear skies, but it's going to get down to 18 degrees and those wind chill values close to 0 degrees because of those north winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Taking a look at those regional wind chill values on Monday morning, you see single digits all across the area. So when you're getting out the door tomorrow morning, make sure you are bundled up, and if the kids are waiting for the school bus, you can just keep them inside before the school bus gets there because you do not want to risk getting frostbite or hypothermia. So make sure you are prepared for tomorrow morning's wind chill values. Taking a look at the rest of our Monday, going to be clear skies in the morning. By the time we get to Monday afternoon, we're going to stay sunny, but only getting up to the low 40s across the region. And then the winds are going to start picking up Monday night into Tuesday morning and also increasing clouds. But you notice now winds are coming out of the south. So as we get up on Tuesday morning, we're going to see temperatures in the upper 30s and lower 40s, and things are going to start warming up as we get into Tuesday. But before it does, on Monday, we're going to be mostly sunny through the day, but only getting up to a high of 41 degrees by Monday afternoon. Monday night, drop down to 28 degrees, partly cloudy skies. And like I said, the winds are going to start picking up. We can see those winds out of the south gusting up to 25 miles an hour. And that also increases the chances for that fire risk on Tuesday. Take a look at these temperatures Tuesday afternoon. Those winds out of the south warming things up are going to be in about the low to mid 60s. So warmer temperatures along with windier conditions as well by Tuesday afternoon. You can see those winds gusting up to about 25, 30, even 35 miles an hour. And also, like I said, it is going to be very dry out there Tuesday afternoon. That relative humidity is going to be in the mid 30s. So, like I said, with the windy conditions, the dry relative humidity, and also those elevated temperatures that we're going to see, we can see an elevated risk for some fire on Tuesday. So if you're going to do anything that's fire related, keep it contained, or you might as well just don't even do anything with fire at all on Tuesday into Wednesday because of those conditions. So just be smart out there. Taking a look at our 7 and 10 day here, 40 degrees to start our work week, but sunny skies. By Tuesday, we're going to be in the 60s, still on the windier side. Remember that elevated fire risk on Tuesday. Then by Wednesday, we're going to be warming up to the low 60s, cooling down Wednesday night into Thursday because we're going to see a front that's going to push through, possibly bringing in some rain chances, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And then we're going to warm back up to the upper 60s, and even by the next weekend, we could be back into the low 70s.
And I'm excited to see some 70s in the forecast. Thanks, Donald. Of course. After the break, Pitt State softball faces a doubleheader with McKendree. And Pitt State baseball looks to stay undefeated in the series finale against Missouri Western. Zach Patrick has those stories and more coming up next in sports.
No basketball for either PSU or MSSU today after yesterday's doubleheaders, but the Gorillas were very busy on the diamond on this windy Sunday. Missouri Western in town to take on the Gorillas. Top of the third inning, Griffins at the dish. Luke Shanahan rockets one to deep right field. That nearly became his second home run of the day, but it hits the wall. David DeHoyas racing around the bases, hoping to beat the relay throw home. Just gets in there under the tag, makes it 2-0 Griffins. Very next at bat, Miguel Cantu slaps a single through the gap into left field, but Dagan Brewer shows off the cannon, guns down Shanahan at the plate to keep the deficit at 2. Home half of the third coming up now. Gorillas look to respond. You look at that. Bases loaded. Isaac Webb at the dish. What can he do? Ground it softly to short. Hustling towards first base. Can't beat the throw. Throw nearly takes first baseman off the bag. Missouri Western escape unscathed. How about some more defense? Griffin's runner trying to go to second on a ball in the dirt. Isaac Webb fires it, gets him out at second base. Gorillas would fight back. Landon Bruce would walk it off with a homer. 4-3 Gorillas win. Pitt State outfielder Dagan Brewer, who I mentioned, set a new record in the win today. The senior has recorded a hit in 33 straight games, which is a new MIAA record. The previous record stood for nearly 28 years, but in the 5th inning today, Brewer shattered the old mark. Now Gorillas softball looking to stay perfect against the McKendree Bearcats. In the third, Gorillas up 1-0. Caden Prochum lines one off the glove of the second baseman into right field. She brings in another Gorilla run, and she is hyped up. Look at this celebration. The claps to the dugout. Next batter up for PSU. Kylie Lamont smacks one towards left this side, but no one can make the play. For the Bearcats, another Gorilla run comes home. That's 3-0. We'll go to the fourth now. Heather Arnett puts one into right field. Hallie Igu comes home standing to make it a 4-run advantage. Arnett hits the Gorilla celly. Bearcats won't go down easy though. Jasmine Myers with a deep fly ball to dead center field, right into the wind. That one is not coming back. The trees have a new souvenir in center field. That is the junior's 4th home run of the season. She is crushing the ball game in and out for the Bearcats. It wouldn't be enough though. Pitt State holds on 6-2. PSU also took on the Bearcats earlier in the day as well. The Gorillas handled business 10-2 in the earlier matchup. They earned the sweep after McKendree defeated MSSU twice yesterday. The Olympics came to a close today, and the United States fared pretty well compared to their past in the Winter Olympics. Norway ran away with the most golds and total medals this February, but the United States set a Team USA record with 12 total golds in the Milan Cortina Olympics, rounding it out after this morning's men's ice hockey 2-1 overtime thriller over the top-seeded Canada. MLB spring training is underway in Florida and Arizona, and the Cardinals and Royals have begun to prepare for the upcoming season with some games. The Cardinals took down the Astros 6-5, fending off a comeback attempt in the 9th where Houston scored 3 runs. The Royals defeated Milwaukee's split squad 7-3. KC scored all 7 runs in the final 3 innings of the matchup. That's it for sports. We're back after the break.
An injured bird walked up to a hospital's ER, and researchers debuted smart underwear to track your gas and more. Jeffrey Ross has those and more in today's Take a Look at the Weirdest and Wildest Things and Take a Look at This Week.
Take a look at the week we had. A tenacious toddler seemed to adopt the if you can't beat 'em, join 'em philosophy when he crawled inside of a claw game machine at a recreation center in Missouri. The boy's mom said he was pretend playing the game, then really got into it by literally getting into it. Police, firefighters, and eventually a rep from the machine's company all responded and removed the toddler, and the silly scenario eventually went viral on social media. Staff at a German hospital had a strange story to tell when an injured bird was spotted tapping on the facility's emergency room entrance. In a social media post, staff say a cormorant showed up with a hook stuck in its beak and began pecking at an exterior door to the ER. Medical staff and firefighters worked together to remove the hook and treat the wound before the bird was safely relocated to a park behind the facility. A fleet of humanoid robots put on a jaw-dropping presentation showcasing kung fu artistry alongside human performers as part of the annual Spring Festival Gala, a massive annual television event in China. The machine's martial arts moves were impressive on their own, but the show also included a technical display arming the bots with traditional kung fu weapons, which were also wielded with impressive dexterity and agility. Finally, with a job only a human could pull off, researchers are looking for volunteers to put on, and more importantly, stress test, a new type of smart underwear designed to track human flatulence. University of Maryland scientists say the garment has a snap-in device which acts like a glucose monitor, but for intestinal gas, and says it could open the door to measuring gut microbial metabolism. For Take a Look at This Week, I'm Jeremy Roth.
A few weeks ago, we told you about a 6-year-old Girl Scout who broke records with her cookie sales. Friday, the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania honored her and her campaign went viral. Mayor Corey O'Connor met with Pim Neal and her family Friday, and the mayor designated Friday as Pim Neal Day. As of Friday afternoon, Neal has officially sold more than 117,000 boxes of cookies thanks to a number of videos posted to social media. She even sold 20,000 boxes in one day. Neal now has her eyes set on a career record of boxes sold by one Girl Scout, which is around 180,000 boxes. Now, Donald, what is your final weather note of the night?
Well, we're going to start the work week off on the colder side in the low 40s, and overnight wind chills are going to be single digits, but there is hope in sight. We could see some temperatures get back into the low 60s by midweek, and also some rain chances in the forecast by Wednesday night.
And again, I'm excited about the rain and those 70-degree temperatures we may have.
Definitely.
Thanks, Donald. And what about sports, Zach?
Sports, you saw spring training, warmer weathers are coming. It's getting close to that America's national pastime. Some of my favorite times of the year, the summer, ball flying around the yard. We're almost there. Pitt State, undefeated still, both softball and baseball.
Great. And we'll have a lot more. Thanks for watching. That's the news for tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.